One of my biggest weaknesses in life has been how I talk to myself whenever I'd make some kind of mistake. I always had the tendency to beat myself up, not really be kind to myself in any way. I'd always get really anxious about making a mistake, and I said hate making them, because whenever I do make them, that's when I start questioning, am I good enough? Am I truly able to do this? You should question almost everything about yourself whenever you make a mistake, or at least that's how I am. If I was to look on the flip side of that, whenever you have a friend, right? So let's say you have a friend and they messed up somehow, and they're feeling down about it, they're beating themselves up. Are you gonna dig in on them as well? Are you gonna pull them down? If you're a good person, no, you wouldn't. No, absolutely you wouldn't. The last thing you want to do is do that. You wanna blatantly lie to them. You'd be truthful to them, but you'd still be kind to them. You try to uplift them more instead of beat them down. Whereas it seems with me, when it's in my head looking at my own mistakes, I put myself down constantly. Like it could be the littlest thing and I'd fixate over it constantly, question myself. I'd call myself an idiot, asking why I couldn't have done things a certain way. Why did I think that way? Why didn't I do this instead? It's much easier to look back at something rather than thinking what to do in the moment. Benefit of hindsight. And then where that all leads to is, like I said earlier, you don't believe in yourself anymore at times. You think to yourself, nah, you can't do this because you keep screwing this bit up, or you're incapable, you're not smart enough, you're not strong enough, whatever it is that you're telling yourself. You're pulling this wall up in front of you to stop yourself. And I think where that comes down to, it's the self-narrative in our heads at times. We try to, it is hard. It's hard to be kind to ourselves at times. Because you look at the internet, you see all these people who've got it all together, they know what they're doing with their life, they've got an amazing job, they're traveling, they've got a partner, a massive amount of friends, and then you compare yourself to that, and if you don't feel like you're reaching that goal, then, or that standard even, then you put yourself down more and more and more, when really, more than likely, they're probably feeling the same way as well. I can't tell you the amount of times where on the outside, it looks like someone has everything that you'd want, or they do have everything you'd want, but when you actually speak to them and get to know them, you'd find out that they actually feel very similar to you, and they have that negative voice in their head that's constantly pulling them down for some reason or the other. And what that is, I'd say that's the self-narrative that goes on in your head. And you allow that to win when you make a mistake. And when you make a mistake, you then put yourself in this box and label it as you being incapable, when really that's not it. You just made a mistake. There's nothing much else to it. You can look at anyone, like in my field I work in, there's professionals who have dedicated years of study to getting where they are, but even then they still make mistakes, and sometimes it's the common sense mistakes they make. And do they doubt themselves? Do they think, oh, I'm not capable of doing this job anymore? Absolutely not. Because they can see that that's all it is, a mistake, and you're human, you're going to make them. You're not a machine where everything is going to be flawless. So I think that for people who are in the same boat as me, where we make a mistake and we put ourselves in that box saying we're incapable, we've just got to change our viewpoint on that. So let's say, start with something simple like your bedroom. This is mentioned in a lot of videos, I know, but it stays true. If your bedroom is messy, then you probably should tell yourself, oh, I'm a messy person, it's what it is, I've still got to deal with it, I'm still going to leave it as it is. But you can change that self-narrative by tidying it up. And you should keep repeating that again and again and again. And then that narrative inside your head will change to telling yourself that you're a tidy person. Like going to the gym is another one as well. A lot of people say, oh, I'm not built like that. I can't go to the gym because I'm not healthy enough, or because of how I look, when that's not true. Anyone can go to the gym no matter what, in some way, shape or form. So the more often you go to the gym and work out and improve yourself over time, you'll start to see yourself as a healthy person. And in your mind, you'll tell yourself that you're a healthy person. And that's not based on how you look physically, whether you have abs or big arms or whatever. It'll also be based on you constantly showing up every day. That's what you've got to base it on. You can't allow one thing to change your entire mindset and put yourself down into this box which you don't belong in. It's like, let's say, being a YouTuber. Say me, as of recording this video, I only have 30 subscribers right now. And I say only, this is for the example I'm trying to put forth, the mindset you can have. I could look at that and go, oh, I'm not a YouTuber because I've only got 30 subscribers. So-and-so has hundreds and thousands of them. So I'm not a YouTuber. I'm an imposter. I'm a fake. But no, I am a YouTuber. So because my audience isn't as big as someone else's channel, which is much bigger, doesn't make me not a YouTuber. Like, that doesn't make any sense, does it? So yeah, actually look at your thoughts, and best way to do it, I'd say journaling. That's something that's really helped me. Whenever you're in a moment and you're having that thought train where you put yourself in that box after making a mistake of some kind and saying, oh, I can't do this, this and that. For me, when I'm learning to drive and I make a mistake in the early days of it, I'd be like, oh, I made this mistake, I'll never be able to drive, I'm never gonna click with this, I need to quit now. But I'm not saying I don't make that mistake anymore. Sometimes I still do, but it doesn't put me down because it's a mistake. It's a silly one. And I can drive. My instructor tells me it's a silly mistake you make from time to time, but sometimes loads of people do it. And really, that mistake can be, for example, not going into first gear before you drive off. Sometimes I'll go to drive off in second or third gear accidentally. That doesn't make you not a driver. It means you made a mistake. That's all it is. It's a mistake. And that's okay. You don't need to beat yourself up about it. Everybody makes them. And even if it doesn't look like somebody doesn't make them, I promise you, everybody makes them. They can put whatever they want on their social media or whatever. Everybody at some point and will at some point in the future make a mistake. But that doesn't define you. What does define you though is how you react to it. How you move forward after that mistake. So you have to keep moving forward, and no matter what happens or how many errors you make, so keep going. So keep going no matter what. And I promise you, something will come of it.